Fire Emblem Three Houses, the most recent installment in the Fire Emblem franchise from Nintendo, and is also one of the most critically acclaimed as well. So how do I feel about this latest installment into a classic franchise? Well, let's take a look. You play through the game as Bailiff, who is the son of a mercenary and ends up becoming a professor at Garrick Mach Monastery, located in the country of Fodlan. Once there, you have the choice to become the professor of one of three classes: the Black Eagles, the Blue Lions, and the Golden Deer. Once you pick your class, you basically go through the school year teaching them, interacting with them, and getting to know them. The story plays out differently depending which class you pick from the beginning. Each event may play out differently, and the second half of the story changes dramatically depending who you pick. The best part of this game's story is the characters. Everyone's unique, has a deep story, and they're all likable in the end. Even characters like Lawrence, who I didn't like at the beginning of the game, I ended up liking at the end the more I got to know him. And all the characters are like that to varying degrees. I didn't necessarily like every character the same, but I liked everyone enough that I wanted them to come out alright. The weakest point of the story and the game in general for me are the villains. The game really doesn't go in too deep with them in terms of character and story development. And what we do get to know about them isn't enough to make us care about them. Ultimately, they feel more like obstacles to overcome than characters we should be paying attention to. The good news is that the rest of the characters more than make up for that, and it doesn't take away from the game all that much. Overall, the story is pretty good and is memorable, but let's take a look at the gameplay. If you're a big fan of the strategy gameplay that this game has produced over the years, you're going to love this, and they improve on it greatly. They still have the classic one-on-one fights of the past, but they also add battalions to this game. Each battalion has a different skill set that you can use in battle, and it ultimately creates a much more military-like experience. There's also a lot of unique weapons and items that characters can acquire through different battles and side quests. However though, unlike in previous games where these kind of items were limitless, you can only use them a certain number of times before you have to repair them. I think this is a good thing because it keeps the game challenging and doesn't make you rely so heavily on them. There is also the addition of exploring the monastery and interacting with the characters and students there. One way of interacting is at the dining hall, where you pair people together and boost support levels that way. You can also do tournaments and other side stuff throughout the monastery to help get money and supplies to help get better weapons for your students. I think this is great additional interactive gameplay that takes the game beyond the levels of just the battlefield. It gives you good interactive moments with the other characters, as well as allow you to do other stuff other than just focus on fighting and resupplying. Overall, I would say the gameplay is fantastic and is great improvements over previous games. Now let's move on to how this game looks. While this game maintains a lot of the classic imagery that we enjoy in Fire Emblem, it does make some minor changes, especially when it comes to the character designs. If you look at the characters in Radiant Dawn, you'll notice they have more of a fantasy anime style to them. Their outfits are a little more decorative, and their faces have more deepness of the Berserk anime. Heck, Ike looks like he would fit right into that anime. But with this game, I get more of a Persona style art to them, especially in the faces. Specifically, the eyes really stand out to me. The eyes are a lot wider than in past games, and they're brighter colors for a lot of the characters too, so they really stand out more. All the anime cutscenes in the game look very good and are very well done. The gameplay animations are also very well done for the most part. I experienced a few glitches, but it wasn't enough to kill the game for me. Just like in the previous segments, they improved a lot overall. Out of all the recent Fire Emblem games, this one's my favorite. The animations look fantastic, the gameplay is a lot of fun, and while the villains aren't fantastic, the characters more than make up for that. And the game does an amazing job of maintaining the integrity of past games while adding a lot of great new stuff. If you're a fan of this series already, this game will fit right in for you, and if you're into good turn-based strategy games, I recommend this game for you as well. If I had to score this game from 1 to 5, I would give it a 4.5. It's that good. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Also, don't forget to click the bell if you'd like to get notifications on future content. And if you like the channel and want to support it, you can become a patron on Patreon, or you can support me through PayPal. Links to both will be in the description below. Again, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Have a nice day.